There are 3 teams remaining in the open doubles event. There you see one of them. That's Dave Gummeson, the forward, Gregg, Perrie, the goalie. And on the right, Dillon Anderson playing the forward position along with his goalie, Jeff Kimmerling, as we get game number 1 underway of the losers bracket final.
Same situation we saw with these 2 teams matched up earlier. Dillon Anderson, Jeff Kimmerling defeating Terry Moore and Steve Mose to get to this position.
Here's Dave Gummeson. Jeff Kimmerling has really been doing a good job all weekend long. Really solid back there. Yeah. Does all the right things, plays good defense.
Their last match, he really did stonewall Terry Moore, and that doesn't happen very often.
Gummeson again with a chance to get on the scoreboard first here in game number 1. And he does, stroking home that long pull shot. It's 1-0.
And of course, we'll see if Gregg Perrie is going to go back to that 2-to-the-5 passing series.
We'll see. He's actually been more successful not using it.
We chided him earlier about that.
And just like that, it's 1-1. Just getting the losers bracket final underway. Gummeson now with a chance to give his team the lead again. And he does. Dave comes out shooting the ball very, very well. See how Anderson responds. Jim Stevens, of course, along with the unbiased Brad Anderson.
Completely and utterly unbiased.
Kimmerling clears the zone, grabbed by his partner, Dillon Anderson. Anderson now setting it up in snake shot position, shooting against Perrie. Now these 2 played earlier on in the event, and Dillon really played well, shot the ball very well.
And here we go.
Anderson another chance to tie to 2. Quick shot to the far side off the corner of the goal.
And right there is what Dillon has to stay away from in this match. Is maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 possessions really that were not quality possessions in the previous meeting between these two teams that really, I think, made the difference. And that's that experience level, obviously, that let Gummeson and Perrie take that earlier match.
Gummeson now will pass it through, set it up, and call timeout.
That means that we shouldn't do it. Let's keep feeding it until you start getting it. Unless you catch it with 100%. I'm comfortable with it. I'm very uncomfortable. So far, it's ended up in his net a couple times. The one that,
He's never actually stolen on a 3 yet.
It stopped him. It doesn't matter. It's the end result. If I don't catch it and it bounces back, it's the same as a steal.
Dave Gummeson touches 2-man, putting the ball back into play. Setting it up in pull shot position. Hit 2 good long pull shots so far, and there's another one. Dave Gummeson really shooting the ball well right now, Brad.
Certainly is. He's coming out firing. Dave and Jeep had a little discussion between the time out there about using that passing series, and Dave basically told him don't do it.
Yeah, you could hear it beautifully as well. Brad Anderson, of course, producing this weekend's event, doing an outstanding job. Also produced the forward on the right side of the team. On the right side of the table.
And I didn't really do much.
I don't want to hear the details.
No, we won't go there.
Okay.
Look, that's not Mark Torres here. But again, Dillon has to get away from that quick pass and things like that. He's got to realize what the position that he's in, playing for to get to the finals here. The only reason I would be rooting for Dillon is because he owes me money. And boy, does he owe me.
Gregg Perrie has gone with his clearing style. He will score once in a while. There's a beautiful pass by Perrie, brushing it down, if you will.
In fact, I think he's probably has a better success percentage from 2 to the 3. And actually, Dave Gummeson has come out shooting longs this match. Previous match, he shot a lot of straights. There's one right there, but
and Gummeson really shooting well, opening things up.
Kimmerling did a great job again sitting on that straight the previous match. There's a good pass.
Anderson needs to get things rolling. He does get this one rolling into the goal. And Gummeson closes out game number 1. What a performance from Dave Gummeson in that first game. They win 5-2. Here we go. Game number 2 underway. Anderson and Kimmerling now on the left. It's Gummeson and Perrie on the right. And the ball quickly stolen away by Dave Gummeson, who really looks like he's come out to play tonight.
Oh, absolutely. He's tremendous amount of determination that last match. He was wasting no time. All business.
Did he even miss a shot? I'm not sure he did.
I think he got blocked on a straight, and that was about it.
But Anderson now looking to get on the scoreboard first here in game 2. A big shot here. In the fortunes of Anderson and Kimmerling. It's blocked away.
And Gregg Perrie knows from the previous match that Dillon likes to shoot that middle.
One thing you know Gregg Perrie will do is he will make the adjustments based on what he saw in that first match. So Dillon Anderson is going to have to make the adjustments as well to countermand, I was going to say.
And yeah, just
exactly what Perrie's doing.
Block it.
And Gummeson again strokes that pull shot home. Wow, Dave really shooting well.
And Jeep back there is helping him out right now. He's gotten away from that 2 to 5 series. He's put a couple of passes right on Dave's 3.
And of course, the winner of this match will face Tony Spredeman and Brandon Moreland in the open doubles final here at the 2007 Minnesota State Championships. And Gummeson finds the straight hole. Kimmerling frustrated, shaking his head. Doesn't know what to do at this point. But
in fact, it would be a good time for Anderson and Kimmerling to take a timeout just to kind of regroup.
Quick shot attempt blocked by Perrie. Rolls to Gummeson.
And again, Doug, we harp about taking your time. He absolutely has to take his time here.
Anderson from snake shot position shooting against Perrie, showing that quick shuffle and firing it home to the near side is Anderson. Nice pick there. He timed the defense beautifully. It's now 2-1. Got to keep the ball off the 3-roll right now, Dave Gummeson. Dave continuing to get the ball. Of course, that's never been a problem for Gummeson. Talking with Dave yesterday, sitting in the restaurant with him, talking about the great fives of all time, and certainly he would have to be included. And finding the split hole here. He's gone long, he's gone straight, now he goes split. It's all Dave Gummeson right now.
We have to mention, though, last night we had a bit of a foosball players party last night. They shut things out about 9 o'clock, and the entertainment was mostly foosball players.
Well, we had Gary Pollock, who back in the 1970s was sort of the troubadour of the tournament soccer tour.
If you've seen the foosball movie, you've heard his music.
Right.
But also Deb Flipson and her band were playing.
Yeah.
But Dave Gummeson's son, Chris,
really
opened up the night, and I'm telling you, this kid was fantastic.
Well, he stood there in front of an electric piano, an organ, a synthesizer,
keyboard,
whatever, and stood there with his own material, mostly, and played the instrument and sang and was tremendous. 17 years old, I believe?
I think he's 18 now.
18 years old. And Anderson able to stroke that one home. Kimmerling to forward, Anderson to goal. Good call there. Got to do something to change up the defense, both on the 5 and the 3, against the red-hot Dave Gummeson.
But just a final thought on, like I say, on Chris Gummeson. It was what was so impressive. Again, he did maybe 5-6 songs, and I think maybe I say if it was 6, 4 of them were original songs that he wrote.
Yeah. And it's sort of a Depeche Mode, Cure kind of a vibe to it. Really good, really entertaining stuff. So We'll see how his career progresses.
Stay away from the magic, kid. Stay away from the magic.
And the puns.
Please.
Two lead for Gummeson and Perrie. They're on the right as Dave sets it up, shooting against Dillon Anderson this time. There's Anderson to take it away. And Kimmerling able to grab it on the 5-row. He'll step away and call timeout. So it is still 3-2 here in game number 2. Anderson stepping back to that forward position, puts the ball back into play. Goes along the wall nicely, and an opportunity right here for Dillon Anderson to tie this second game up at 3 points apiece.
Got to be patient, though.
Anderson strokes it home. It's 3-3. So despite the offensive exploits of Dave Gummeson, Anderson and Kimmerling still right in the thick of things.
I think the pace that Dave Gummeson came out in just right from the first ball of the match kind of overwhelmed them just a little bit.
Got them back on their heels. This ball will roll to a dead stop, so Kimmerling will put it back into play. Jeff Kimmerling fires that ball down the table. Nice save by a hustling Gregg Perrie. And continuing to get the ball is Dave Gummeson, and that's the difficulty, and especially when Dave's shooting the way he is, Brad. If he's going to get the ball the way he normally does, you're going to be in trouble. We know Dave's going to get it, but when he's shooting like this, he is an extraordinarily effective player. And he's proven that for nearly a quarter century, if not more. And again, finding that split hole, catching Kimmerling in a switch. It's 4-3. Gummeson onslaught continues.
Right now, Jeff Kimmerling has to pick up the pace on the defense just a little bit, not a lot. And that's why he was so successful. The first time is making Dave time a straight. I mean, making really time the holes, and they aren't big holes.
Now he's got to work a little harder. He's got to make his switches a little quicker. Right now, he is still back on his heels. Perrie fires it into the goal. Game number 2 goes to Perrie and Gummeson. An almost perfect performance so far from these two. They're up 2-0. And here we go. Game 3 underway. As Anderson's pass attempt, he can't hold on to it. It rolls back to Gummeson on the 5. Dave quickly advancing it to his 3-row.
Dave looks incredibly focused this match.
Really does. Must have had a good night's sleep last night. Maybe he was a little nervous about Chris playing last night, and of course now that he's performed the way he has, got rave reviews.
Well, I know he was nervous about it. Dave was much more nervous. Chris was not.
No, not
one
in the
bit.
least. Not in the least. Gummeson along the wall. Dave setting it up, looking for point number 1 of game number 3, and he strokes home that long pull shot. It's 1-0.
Gummeson and Perrie are giving no breathing room at all here.
Anderson passes it through, sets it up. Let's get a look at Dillon's stance. And the shot attempt blocked away by Perrie.
And look, he's getting a little bit frustrated with himself, and he can't do that.
And Perrie with a pass. Gummeson. Finally, there's Kimmerling to make the block. I have him down for 3 missed shots so far in the match.
I think that's about right.
Here's Anderson. Dillon once again. come to that near side, blocked up into the air and off the table. Ball will be awarded to Gregg Perrie in the goal area. 1-0 lead for Gummeson and Perrie here in game 3. Jeff Kimmerling. Jeff out of the Milwaukee, Wisconsin area. Fires that pull kick wide of the goal. Rebound caroms off that back wall to the 5-row of Dave Gummeson. Dave doesn't execute and will call timeout. Has possession on his 5-row.
Wow, Dave looks all of a sudden uncomfortable there.
Yeah. This is a different Dave than we saw early on, but that's probably a temporary condition. We'll see.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Kimmerling setting it up, lower left-hand corner, fires it down the middle. Anderson almost there to grab it. Squirts back to Perrie, and Gregg, give him credit as well, has played very well in this match. Defensively, put a shot in the goal, continuing to clear the zone. Anderson can't hold on to that one. It squirts back to him on the 5.
Dillon looks just a little tight right now. He needs to just relax. Of course, he's in a bit uncharted territory here.
This would be his best open finish.
Absolutely, yeah. He has an open singles title in one of the regional tournaments around here, but that, as far as open events, that's pretty much it.
Certainly going up against quality teams.
Yeah. Well, again, the experience factor on the left side of the table there is, I don't think you can get too much more, period.
No, you can't. You can. You and I might challenge him just a bit, but
a ball or two, and that's probably out. And we might have to cheat. He has to stop.
I was talking about just sheer number of years of involvement. Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's.
I don't even want to think about it.
Wow, nice grab.
Gummeson able to reel that one in on his 5-row. It's still 1-0 here in game 3. And Dave rattles it in. Dave's not quite as clean on the 5 or the 3 so far here in game number 3. Let's see what he does here as he sets it up. Looks for the hole. And finds it again. Wow. Stroking home that long pull shot. That is pretty. Now 2-0. Anderson stiffly through that lane. Dillon setting it up in snake shot position. And fires it home to the near side. So signs of life from the right side of the table. It's now 2-1 here in game 3.
And right now the energy level has to pick up on the right side of the table. Dillon's got to start fighting, and Jeff he again needs to pick up the energy level. That defense is still too slow.
It is. Still rocked back on his heels, and with each Gummeson offensive effort, Kimmerling seems to be backtracking even more. Needs to take it as a personal affront.
Absolutely.
Stick his nose right back in there. Perrie again clearing the zone. Completely abandoning the 2 to the 5, which, of course,
so far that's been an absolute success here.
Kimmerling clears the zone, but grabbed by Perrie. Gregg's last major title came, I believe, 11 years ago, and somehow that one was kept out of the goal. And of course, Perrie dramatically takes a deep breath.
Ever the actor. Acting. Well, Gregg Perrie had a very good finish at Nationals a few years ago, 3 years ago with Mike Philbrook.
Yeah, yes he did. Here in Minnesota.
3rd place, that's right. Maybe he likes playing here, I guess.
His last title came on his birthday in 1996 in New Orleans at the National Championships, won open singles, defeating Terry Moore in a match that took about 2.5 hours. Grueling affair. Gregg also, back in 1985, won open doubles, the national championship, playing with Tina Rotan.
Really?
Won
Okay.
open doubles. So Tina, the last lady player to win an open doubles title. And that came with Gregg Perrie. Gregg also a former Masters singles title, as is Dave Gummeson. Got 2 Masters singles champions on the left side of the table. Dave has mastered his pull shot so far through this match, and that continues. Gummeson, just an extraordinary offensive performance. It's 3-1.
I mean, really nothing is working for Dillon Anderson and Jeff Kimmerling right now. Dropping passes, just really not focused, kind of confused as to what they need to do.
Kimmerling rattles one down the table. Anderson able to reel it in on his 3-row. A chance to pull back within 1. Dillon flips it over to that far side. Interesting shot there, sort of a change-up. It's now 3-2, and you see Perrie, who is very demonstrative after every shot that goes in against him, isn't he?
They're very analytical, too, it seems. Always has to kind of have a little discussion with himself afterwards and recap the last play and come to some sort of solution.
Well, you know, he has worked up here in the booth with me on a couple of occasions. It's been a long time. It's going to be a long time again. But Gummeson again. Strokes home that long pull shot. Just an impressive performance from Dave Gummeson, especially on the 3-row, Gregg.
Yeah, that looks like that was his game plan going in, just establish a long, and so far Jeff Kimmerling hasn't been able to do anything about it.
And Perrie closes it out on an extraordinary performance from Gummeson, and Perrie leads to a 3-game sweep over third-place finishers Dillon Anderson and Jeff Kimmerling here at the 2007 Minnesota States.